اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Welcome back everyone, and alhamdulillah, another session with the Quran, another session with the Quran and the Hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, alhamdulillah, every Thursday we used to have Riyad Al-Salheen, the gardens of the righteous, and it has the ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And since we started talking about the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we got to know, alhamdulillah, a bunch of the hadith and good number of the teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We reached, alhamdulillah, to chapter number 50, to page number 259 in Riyad Al-Salheen. And we are talking today about one of the things that it is so important in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you remember last time that we talked about how to judge people based on their intention or based on their action. How to judge people? Action. Because the intentions belong to whom? To Allah. So we are not supposed to accuse people just by the intention. And that is so important in our relationship with each others. And today, before we talk about that concept of chapter number 50, the title, it talks about your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the things that we need to have, we need to understand that our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala based on two things. The first one, that we are hoping in His mercy. We are looking for the mercy of Allah. It is called that we are seeking His mercy, and we are looking for His mercy subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is for one side. For the other side, which is the topic for tonight, is to fear the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala explained and praised those people that when they make dua to Allah, He said, يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ خَوْفًا وَطَمَعًا. When they make dua to Allah, they are making dua and they have these two sides, these two emotions, these two feelings. Number one, khawfan, fearing His punishment, wa tama'a, they are hoping His maghfirah, His forgiveness. It is called, it has a certain chapter in Islam, it is called al-khawfu wal-raja'. Al-Muslimu bayna al-khawfi wal-raja'. The Muslim always, between the two sides, sometimes he is hoping the mercy of Allah, he is looking for the forgiveness of Allah, and sometimes he is afraid of the punishment of Allah. One of them will not work. Following one of the two sides, that will not work, because sometimes we need to understand that concept. Sometimes you are extremely hoping in the mercy of Allah, and without even paying attention for the punishment of Allah, and that could lead you always to do the mistakes and always being, neglecting the punishment of Allah, thinking only about, Allah is always will forgive me. Allah always will give me His mercy. Allah will not get angry with me. And you know what? Always Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, which is right, which is good. But sometimes it will be an excuse for some of us to commit the sin under this umbrella, under this title. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Allah is Ghafoor Rahim. Allah will wipe out everything that you are doing. And that is so dangerous. On the other side, some people just think about the punishment of Allah, and they follow this one track, one side, one line, always thinking about, you know what? Allah will send all of us to the hellfire. All of us, we will be in Jahannam. Allah is angry with me. And he is following the bad omen too. If something happened to him in his work, you know what? That's because Allah is angry with me. You know what? My daughter failed in the exam because Allah cursed this family. Because Allah will let us enter the Jahannam. For one side, that is not also good. The Muslim has always to have that balance between hoping in the mercy of Allah, but at the same time fearing his punishment. And that makes you think about why Allah created Jannah and hellfire. Why do we have both of them? Allah said in Surah Al-Hijr, Allah said, نَبِّئْ عِبَادِي أَنِّي أَنَا الْغَفُورُ الرَّحِيمُ. O Muhammad, tell my servants that I am the most forgiving, the most merciful. And Allah did not stop here. The next verse, or right after this verse, Allah said, وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي هُوَ الْعَذَابُ الْأَلِيمُ. And my punishment is the severe one. So these are the two sides. Yes, we hope in the mercy of Allah and his mercy beyond our imagination. Yes, we have the great desire and the great wish, the great hope in the mercy of Allah. We do not give up in his mercy. But not only that one you could live with. You need to be aware of the punishment of Allah. You need to fear the punishment of Allah. That maybe you will do something in your life, you will get his punishment. Like, for example, let me give you an example. What is the punishment of oppressing others? Taking the rights of others, backbiting others, cursing, insulting, humiliating others. It has the punishment of Allah. If somebody did dua, made a dua against you after you oppressed him, you know what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised the one that you oppressed him that his dua will be answered. If he made dua against you, that means you are in trouble. You are in real trouble. Because on the day of judgment, remember this very well. Allah will ask us about our deeds. You know what? We have kind of scenario, and unfortunately it became like stereotyping. Each and everyone has the same scenario without even thinking and say to ourselves, you know what? Who told you about this scenario? We think that Allah will resurrect us on the day of judgment, and he will call all of us as one ummah, one shot, one time. Allah will say to us, you know what? I am the most gracious and merciful and most merciful. You know, guys, all of you enter Jannah. Assalamu alaikum. That's it. End of story. We have that kind of imagination. And as I told you, it is like a stereotyping. We think like that is the scenario that could happen. No, wait. First of all, Allah said, وَكُلُّهُمْ آتِيهِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فَرْدًا. Each and every one of us will come before Allah, will stand before Allah alone, individuals. Farda. We will come individually in front of Allah, before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he will ask one by one. So we will not be questioned in groups. That is number one. Number two, even with that scenario, that we will be one by one individuals, we think like, you know what? No one will remember the tiny things that we did. No one will remember what I made to my wife when I oppressed her. No one will remember the sister who came to the masjid and I made fun of her. No one will remember that I oppressed that person and I took his money. No one will remember that I was, having the business which is selling haram and liquor and wine. But Allah will understand that I was in need for money and I came to the challenge here in America, and Allah will forgive me. Wait, did you sign a contract between you and Allah? And you told him, oh Allah, you must forgive me? Did you sign a contract between you and Allah that He must forgive you? No, nothing. And we think, unfortunately, that Allah will not ask us about the little things. But you know what? I will stand before Allah and He will call me Wajdi, Muhammad, Yusuf, Rashid, Hamza, Malik, Rashid, Auntie Maryam or Maryam. You know what? All of you go to Jannah without even asking us. Again, who told you about this scenario? What we have in the Quran, Allah said, وَقَالُوا, recite Surah Al-Kahf. Recite Surah Al-Kahf. وَقَالُوا يَا وَيْلَتَنَا مَا لِ هَذَا الْكِتَابِ لَا يُغَادِرُ صَغِيرَةً وَلَا كَبِيرَةً إِلَّا أَحْصَاهَا وَوَجَدُوا مَا عَمِلُوا حَاضِرًا وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. On the day of judgment, they will say, woe to us. Woe to us means the hellfire will come to us. We did not think that Allah will bring in this book each and everything, صغيرة ولا كبيرة, tiny, little ones or even big ones, big deeds or the major deeds and the tiny deeds and the small deeds. Allah will bring each and everything. وَإِن تَكُ مِثْقَالَ حَبَّةٍ مِّنْ خَرْدَلٍ, even if it was an atom which has the weight, the little weight, حَبَّةٍ مِّنْ خَرْدَلٍ, even a little seed, Allah will bring it. Even if you ate something like one date, I told you one seed, what's weight, a weight or atom weight, Allah will bring it. You will find it in your scale. You ate something and it was haram. You spent $1, 1 penny, and it was from haram. Allah will bring all of those in your scale on the day of judgment. And listen to that, you will have to prepare the answer for each and every question. Let me tell you the story for somebody who passed away, and he came after 2 years to his daughter in the dream, and she said to him in the dream, Dad, you had spent long time, you didn't come to me to my dream. He said, just right now I finished my hisab. I finished the question. The questions means what? In somehow Allah was asking him about some of his deeds. You could ask me, what about the day of judgment? That could be in details. Details just on the day of judgment. Think about it. A man who robbed and he stole a piece of wood just to push his camel with it. he came after 1 year to his wife to the dream. He said, Allah was asking me about the little stick that I took from my neighbor. Just 1 year. You have the question and you have to prepare the answer. That's why. Do not let the shaitan trick your minds. And you know what? Allah will not, we will be a lot of people. Allah is going to, no one will have time for you. No one will have time to ask you about all your deeds. And you know what? Allah will tell all of us, go to Jannah without even asking you about your deeds. No, brother. There is Jannah. As we have Jannah, we have hellfire. As we did our deeds, we have angels writing down our deeds. Otherwise, if there is no need for our deeds, if there is no hisab, why Allah created angels to write down our deeds? Why we have records? If somebody oppressed somebody, I told you, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and please listen to this hadith carefully. One day, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam saw two sheep, two of the sheep. They are heading to their heads, to each other. They are hitting each other's. They are knocking their heads. So he told somebody, أتدري فيما يتناطحان? Do you know why they are hitting their heads? Do you know why they are hitting themselves severely like this? He said, no. Allah wa rasuluhu a'lam. Allah and his messenger know better than me. He said, وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَدْرِي. But Allah knows why they are hitting each other like this. Allah knows. وَسَيَقْضِي بَيْنَهُمَا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And Allah is going to judge between them on the day of judgment. Even between the animals? Yes. Between the two sheep? Yes. So what about us? What about somebody oppressed others and he thought that there is no day of judgment and he thought that Allah will not ask him about his deeds? That's why we have two wings, two sides. We need to worship Allah while we are mindful of these two sides, of these two feelings, these two emotions, that we are hoping in the mercy of Allah, but at the same time, we are fearing his punishment. We are fearing that maybe, just I'm giving you the scenario. Maybe you come on the day of judgment and you had 10 million bad deeds, 10 millions of bad deeds. Then Allah will tell you, you know what? I forgive 8 millions of your bad deeds. But still, you have 2 millions. You have to pay them off. You have to pay for these 2 millions of bad deeds. That is why you have to stay for so and so of time in the hellfire. Then you will come back to Jannah. So what are you going to do? And then you are hearing Allah giving the orders to the angels, drag him to the hellfire. So what are you going to do? Yes, you got already his mercy, and he forgave 8 millions. Yes, Allah Ghafurur Rahim. Yes, but at the same time, you have rights. You know the hadith of Rasulullah? I told you the hadith many times. Who is the real bankrupt? The one who comes on the day of judgment and he has salah, zakah, hajj, umrah, but he came and he slandered this and backbited that and cursed that. On the day of judgment, they will take from his good deeds. And when his good deeds finishes, they will ask Allah to take from their bad deeds to put on his bad deeds. Then he will be taken to the hellfire. You know what? You know the sirat, that we are going to pass the sirat, which is the bridge over Jahannam. May Allah protect us from Jahannam. Allahumma ameen. And I will tell you the story about Jahannam just about after I tell you this incident. So people, each and every one has to pass the sirat. Even the prophets and messengers of Allah. Even the best of his creation. So they have to pass the sirat. And the sirat, as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, it has hasak. Hasak means it has hooks. The sirat has hooks. So if you still, no one will be allowed to enter Jannah unless he is 100% pure from any sin. Unless he is 100% clean. You will not, Jannah wasn't made for the sinners. Jannah wasn't made for somebody to enter to it and still has even little of the impurity. He has to be clean 100%. So if you still have something and you wanted to cross the bridge to enter Jahannam, Allah will not allow you if you still have some of the impurity, some of the sin on yourself, on your body, or stick with your soul. That's why you will have some of people, while they are passing over that bridge, the hawks will take them. The hawks, it's going around the bridge. And if you still have something, the hawk will take you to Jahannam for a little bit and let you go. And it will take you again to continue crossing the bridge. If you still have more, another hawk will take you more to Jahannam. That's the case. It's a serious issue here. It's not a joke. It's not just to make people, afraid of the punishment of it's a reality. It's a reality. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam one night, and that's the hadith that I wanted to conclude with. He was leading the salah, sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He was leading the salah, and he recited the verses in the Quran about the gates, about the doors of Jahannam. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited لها سبعة أبواب لكل باب منهم جزء مقسوم. Rasulullah reciting the verses which are describing the doors of Jahannam, and he said it has 7 doors. Each and every door has its own special department. And while Rasulullah reciting, he have heard something in the masjid has filled, has dropped. Someone has dropped. Someone has filled. And when he finished the salah, he said, what happened? He said, Ya Rasulullah, a lady in the back of the masjid fell down. So he brought her, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to ask her what happened. She said, Ya Rasulullah, what you recited in the Quran, what you recited in Salah, is that from your own mind or that from Allah? He said, what I recited, it is from the words of Allah. He said, I have felt that each and every joint in my body was exposed to Jahannam. I felt the heat of Jahannam while you are reciting. And that's why I passed out. And she fell. They felt the punishment of Allah. That's why the companions used to recite Quran, and when they are reciting verses are talking about Jannah, they used to cry, having that feeling and emotions that, oh Allah, we wanted you to let us enter Jannah. And if they recited verses describing Jahannam, they used to cry, but out of the fear of the punishment of Allah, and asking Allah, oh Allah, we ask you to save us from Jahannam. But nowadays, we have people, subhanallah, they are reciting whatever they recite. It seems like Jahannam wasn't made. Jahannam wasn't created. No, be aware. We became so extremely hoping in the mercy of Allah till the point that we forgot that He created Jahannam, or Jahannam wasn't made for us. Let me tell you the hadith. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was talking with Jibreel to describe Jahannam for him, and he said, the seventh door, the seventh gate of Jahannam, it will have some of your ummah, ya Rasulullah. Rasulullah wondered, and he said, after all what I made to my ummah, still some of them will enter Jahannam. He said, إِنَّكَ لَا تَدْرِي مَاذَا أَحْدَثُوا بَعْدَكَ. You don't know, oh Muhammad, what did they make after your death? They went, astray. They corrupted their religion and their relationship with Allah. Yes, some of them will enter Jahannam. So be aware, be mindful. Yes, I know you mean good. You have the good intention when you talk about the mercy of Allah. But one side is not enough. That's my point. One side, one line is not. You cannot have a train to drive train in one line. It has to have two lines to achieve the balance. To get the right balance, two sides, two lines, hoping in the mercy of Allah and seeking His forgiveness, and on the other hand, fearing the punishment of Allah and asking Allah to save you from Jahannam. That is the intelligent Muslim. That's the good Muslim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from Jahannam. Allahumma ameen, ya Rabbal Alameen. Yes, doctor. I expected that you are going to ask. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
And then I go and tell someone about that harm. By prevent him to be harmed by him, is it for backbiting?
Is to alert him, to give him the nasiha. Someone harmed you. For example, someone took your money. Someone robbed you and he took your money. And you found like Brother Muhammad is going to deal with him. Should I give him the nasiha not to deal with that person? you have to give him the nasiha. You have to save your brother, not to let that person rob him again. That will not be backbiting. No, you have it's based on your intention. While you are giving him the advice, just to alert him and warn him and to save him and to save his money, or you wanted to expose the other person and you wanted to, to tell him and to go and to tell each and every one. We have lots of people that they like to talk a lot. They tell the same story and the same scenario to each and everyone. May Allah protect us. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Yes, another question. So that would be, let's say that would be $20. $10 for each. And I have Dr. Siddiqui here, the one that we missed him yesterday. We asked about you, doctor. So you see, Dr. Yusuf, now that's the second question. Yes, go ahead. Yes. Yes.
But again, I'm going to be police satisfied.
No, you will not. You are not too good to get the second punishment on the day of judgment. Let me give you an example. You see that these are critical questions. Dr. Rahim knows that I'm getting hard time with you. That's why Dr. Rahim, inshallah, will make dua for you, inshallah, and he will make dua for me, inshallah, that Allah gives me patience. Alhamdulillah. You know, Dr. Rahim, that even after the live session, he's still giving me hard time. So I'm complaining, you see. No, if somebody, Allah punished him in the dunya, he will not punish him again in the hereafter. You are safe. Okay? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah forgive all of us, and may Allah protect us from the punishment in the dunya and in the hereafter. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. And again, we have a lot of people. They mistranslated the word al-khawf min Allah. They think they translate it to fear Allah, which is not accurate. We should love Allah, but to fear his anger, to fear his punishment, to fear that we will not be showered by his mercy on the day of judgment. But to fear Allah himself, that's not exist. That's not exist. Fearing the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but loving Allah, that's the core of our message. To love Allah and to love the mercy of Allah and ask Allah to protect you from his punishment. Allahumma ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullahu khairan. I see, mashallah, lots of brothers and sisters here tonight in this session. Barakallahu feehum. Brother Izzuddin, mashallah. Brother Abdul Basit, we are missing you. And I'm sure, inshallah, that you are coming back. Barakallahu feek. Brother Fazl Hadi, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and bless the entire family. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Sister Kari also joined us. And that is something, alhamdulillah, we appreciate it. Sister Bibi Hussein Hasib Sharif from New York, alhamdulillah. And just I wanted to tell you, Brother Zaf is doing tremendous work, great work, mashallah, amazing work by inviting, all the brothers and sisters. He is trading with Allah. Can you imagine? He's so smart, sending the message to the groups. So each and everyone will come. He will get the reward from, spreading the word and spreading the knowledge. And mashallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, brother. And may Allah give you lots of hasanat. You are not the only one who will get the benefit, but you will have lots of brothers and sisters will get the benefit too. And that will be in your record on the day of judgment. And we have Sister Khadija and her brother Imtiaz. Mashallah, Brother Imtiaz is watching us from, I think, Orlando, and his family also over there. Sister Mizan, Dean Ibrahim, and we have also Shaliz ad-Din Bibi Aisha Hajj Izzuddin, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him, Ya Rabb al-Alameen, and bless the young kid, Jad. Ameen, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. And our salam to Yusuf. You see, he brought the camera to Jad immediately, and his father, Yusuf. May Allah bless the entire family, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Sister Brenda, Bibi Krishnan, and Dr. Rahim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him and bless the entire family. Brother Arshad, Brother Saqib, Ya Rabb al-Alameen, and our two sisters, Dr. Siddiqui, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. And we have also Brother Muhammad Nasruddin and Sister Azima. Barakallahu feekum, Sister Bibi Hussein, Sister Fifi also, mashallah. And forgive me if I forgot somebody. We have also the brothers and sisters here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our time for his worship, for his sake. Please also, we need to make dua, as Dr. Haider Khan reminded us, to make the dua for Dr. Hussein Najam. Hussein Najamia, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shifa, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. He's in the hospital, and the doctors, said that he is in between the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we need to make dua for him. And inshallah, also tomorrow after Jumu'ah, we are going to make dua for Dr. Hussein Najamia, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him shifa, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. And sometimes people are saying something, and Allah has his own plan, and we trust Allah's plan. Allah knows the best. Allah has another plan, inshallah, and may Allah give him shifa, and may Allah give him quick recovery, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. Allahumma shfihi shifa'an la yughadiru saqama. Allahumma shfihi shifa'an la yughadiru saqama. Allahumma shfihi wa anta ash-shafi, Ya Rabb al-Alameen. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا. اللهم اشف كل مريض وعاف كل مبتلى. اللهم اشف كل مريض وعاف كل مبتلى. اللهم اشف أخانا حسين يا رب العالمين. اللهم اشف أخانا حسين إنك على كل شيء قدير يا رب العالمين ويا أكرم الأكرمين. اللهم اشف كل مريض. اللهم اشف أمي. اللهم اشف أمي. اللهم اشفها شفاء لا يغادر سقما يا أكرم الأكرمين إنك على كل شيء قدير. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.